The purpose behind the fall in the heart of Eden, where perfection reigned and harmony filled the air, an act took place that would forever change the destiny of mankind, Adam and Eve. Created in the image of God, walked in pure communion with their Creator. They knew no shame, no fear, no pain. They lived in the fullness of innocence. Yet, even in paradise, humanity faced a choice, to obey or to disobey. Within that freedom lay the essence of true love, for without the power to choose, obedience would have no meaning. When the serpent spoke, it did not merely question God's words, it questioned His goodness. In that moment, the human heart desired to be its own God, to define good and evil on its own terms. The forbidden fruit became a symbol of independence, of pride disguised as wisdom. And though the act of eating seemed small, its echo resounded through eternity, the separation between heaven and earth, between Creator and creation. But what if that fall was not only a tragedy? What if God, in His divine wisdom, allowed humanity to fall so that His mercy could be revealed? Without sin, there would be no redemption. Without guilt, no forgiveness. Without exile, no return home. Through the mistake of Adam and Eve, the world would come to know a side of God that innocence could never show. His infinite compassion, Eden revealed His creative power. The fall would reveal His merciful heart. When man hid, trembling and ashamed, God did not turn away. He searched for him. His voice echoed through the garden with a question that still reverberates through time. Where are you? It was not a question of accusation, but of love. It was the call of a father seeking his lost child. Even amid disobedience, grace was already at work. That divine pursuit was the first act of mercy written in the story of humankind. Judgment came. Yes, but it came with a promise. The seed of the woman will crush the serpent's head. In those words, hope was born. The prophecy of redemption whispered through the ages, foretelling the coming of Christ, the one who would conquer sin and restore what was lost in Eden. What began as a fall became the stage upon which divine love would display its greatest glory. The sin of Adam and Eve, then, was not the end, it was the beginning of a sacred journey, for only the fallen can understand the beauty of being lifted. Only the guilty can taste the sweetness of forgiveness, and only those who have wandered outside. Eden can long to return to the presence of God. The fall opened the door through which grace entered the world. And in that grace, humanity discovered the true face of God, righteous, yes, but infinitely merciful.
The man and the woman sinned. The serpent was the shrewdest of all the wild animals the Lord God had made. One day he asked the woman, "Did God really say you must not eat the fruit from any of the trees in the garden?" "Of course we may eat fruit from the trees in the garden," the woman replied. "It's only the fruit from the tree in the middle of the garden that we are not allowed to eat. God said, you must not eat it or even touch it. If you do, you will die." "You won't die," the serpent replied to the woman. "God knows that your eyes will be opened as soon as you eat it, and you will be like God, knowing both good and evil." The woman was convinced. She saw that the tree was beautiful and its fruit looked delicious, and she wanted the wisdom it would give her. So she took some of the fruit and ate it. Then she gave some to her husband, who was with her, and he ate it too. At that moment their eyes were open, and they suddenly felt shame at their nakedness. So they sewed fig leaves together to cover themselves. When the cool evening breezes were blowing, the man and his wife heard the Lord God walking about in the garden. So they hid from the Lord God among the trees. Then the Lord God called to the man, "Where are you?" He replied, "I heard you walking in the garden, so I hid. I was afraid, because I was naked." "Who told you that you were naked?" The Lord God asked. "Have you eaten from the tree whose fruit I commanded you not to eat?" The man replied, "It was the woman you gave me who gave me the fruit, and I ate it." Then the Lord God asked the woman, "What have you done?" "The serpent deceived me," she replied. "That's why I ate it." Then the Lord God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, you are cursed more than all animals, domestic and wild. You will crawl on your belly, groveling in the dust as long as you live. And I will cause hostility between you and the woman, and between your offspring and her offspring. He will strike your head, and you will strike his heel." Then he said to the woman, "I will sharpen the pain of your pregnancy, and in pain you will give birth, and you will desire to control your husband, but he will rule over you." And to the man he said, "Since you listened to your wife and ate from the tree whose fruit I commanded you not to eat, the ground is cursed because of you. All your life you will struggle to scratch a living from it. It will grow thorns and thistles for you, though you will eat of its grains. By the sweat of your brow will you have food to eat until you return to the ground from which you were made. For you were made from dust, and to dust you will return." Paradise lost, God's judgment. Then the man Adam named his wife Eve, because she will be the mother of all who live. And the Lord God made clothing from animal skins for Adam and his wife. Then the Lord God said, "Look, the human beings have become like us, knowing both good and evil. What if they reach out, take fruit from the tree of life, and eat it? Then they will live forever." So the Lord God banished them from the Garden of Eden, and he sent Adam out to cultivate the ground from which he had been made. After sending them out, the Lord God stationed mighty cherubim to the east of the Garden of Eden, and he placed a flaming sword that flashed back and forth to guard the way to the tree of life.
The purpose behind every false me times we believe our mistakes push us away from God, that our failures break the path that once led us to Him, but the truth is this: God's love is so deep, so patient, that even what seemed like defeat becomes a part of His divine purpose. In His hands, nothing is wasted, not the pain, not the guilt, not even the tears. When God touches it, everything finds meaning again. God doesn't look for perfection. He looks for hearts willing to rise again. He isn't surprised by our falls because He already saw the end of our story before it began. He knows that every wound can become wisdom, that every loss can open a new door, and that even our worst choices can lead us toward His light when we walk with faith. What the enemy meant to destroy you, God will use to shape you. There are seasons when life feels like a desert, silent, heavy, and endless. Yet even there, God is at work. He doesn't leave us when we fail. He teaches us how to rise. He shapes us from the ashes of what we thought was the end. For only those who have fallen can truly feel the strength of His hands lifting them up. Only those who have been broken can taste the tenderness of His grace. God uses everything: the falls, the fears, the wrong turns, the dark pots. Every step, even those made in confusion, He redeems. He turns pain into growth, shame into testimony, and failure into transformation. There is no story too shattered for Him to make beautiful again. There is no past too dark for His light to reach. That is the mystery of God's purpose, silent but perfect. He turns guilt into grace, sorrow into strength, and every fall into a lesson of love. If you feel you've fallen too far, remember this: God has not finished with you yet. Sometimes He allows us to hit the ground, not to break us, but to remind us that His love was always there, waiting to lift us, heal us, and lead us back to the purpose He designed from the very beginning. If this message touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave 3 powerful words in the comments, words that speak life and faith, and share this message with everyone you know, so that God may speak to their hearts just as He spoke to yours through this reflection.